That's honey.
What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tuna Status. We're out here, and I got my guy,
Roberto.
All right. I'm going to drop all his information in the description box below. I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel and following us and offering critiques and everything like that. We're evolving. We got a lot more guests coming, and I'm super excited. So, let's talk a little bit about who you are and, your affiliation with the car scene, how you kind of evolved in the car scene. So what are some of your early memories of you getting into cars?
Honestly, it was Alex from Area 51 with the CRX. It was when you had the shop, going into that, and then just going from there. Everything just flew after that.
So what is a build that you saw there that kind of inspired you to say, like, damn, this is what I got to get into?
Definitely had to be, honestly, if I had to really choose one, definitely had to be the Corolla.
Yeah?
It had to be the Corolla with the 2J in it. It had to be that one.
Okay. So you're coming up now. What was your first build that you say you started coming up with?
My first build would have to be the one back in high school. It was a 97 EK hatch.
EK guy? What made you go with the EK over the EG? Because it was EK versus the EG for a while. So
It was. So the whole thing about the EK was that growing up, I don't remember if you, Import Tune, remember the magazine? That was the first time I seen that there was such a thing as an EK9. And I just fell in love with the body, but that was back in 07.
Yeah.
So
were you an SIR guy?
I hate the 96, 98. I ain't even go front.
Blasphemy.
Bro, I didn't even go front. I hate that front end.
Yeah.
I hate it, but...
Because that was the thing at one point. Everybody wanted that front end, and then the EL.
I had it. I tried it. I did like the EL front end. Never got around to do it, but it definitely had to be when I got my EK hash, the first thing I did was 99 2000 front end.
Okay. So you're coming up now. You get your car. What was it like? Because back then, that's when we had the forums, and it was then transitioning into the Facebook era. How do you miss the forums?
I do.
Yeah?
I do, 100%.
Yeah? What were some of the forums that you was following?
At that time, it was just turbo options.
Yeah?
That was the only one that I even knew about. I heard about B20 VTEC and all that, but...
For me, it was Team Integra.
Team Integra?
And then I was on there, man. It was Team Integra, then Club RSX, and then it became KSeries.org. And
I heard about that. I never got into those, but the one I mainly got to was just turbo options. That was the one for the area that I was in.
Yeah.
So everything was just on there, but I missed every bit of it, bro. When they had the War Zone.
Yeah.
Roddy was in that for everybody.
Shout out to Roddy, bro. It was wild. So, you got the car, and we was in that age now where social media was now growing and allowed people to get a lot closer. And competition was crazy back then. Were you more the go fast guy or the style and looks, or did you always want a balance between the two?
At the beginning, it was more let me go fast.
Yeah?
Then it was okay, I want to go fast, but I want to look good too, doing it.
And what was events like for you back then, though? Were you going to events, or were you just more just hanging out with friends?
No, so I remember the first event I went to that really opened my eyes was, it's not around no more, but it was Nopi.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Dude, I was 14, 15, and they had the mud wrestling and all that.
Yo, wild times, yo. They missed out on that era. But that's why we're here to tell a story. So, the car's out, you're on the forums, you're active in the scene, and, for a lot of people don't know, we had an era that we called the Flav. And tell us about the Flav for you.
The Flav, bro, that time, every weekend.
Yeah.
It was every weekend. Like that's what I look forward to. Was like every weekend. There was only two things.
When $20 meant something in the gas tank, bro.
What back then? Bro, that was everything. That's all I needed was.
That's all you needed.
I need my $20 and $2 to get a bottle of water when I'm at the Flav. That's all I need.
Yeah, man. Like, what did the Flav like mean for you? Okay, you get out of school, you get out of work. What was the routine for you?
Honestly, so back then, this was after they started doing the FUD workers meets, right? Mm-hmm. So Thursday nights was FUD workers. Mm-hmm. Friday and Saturday was the Flav. Mm-hmm. So it was get out of school, go wash your car, make sure it's ready. Where's everybody gonna meet up at? Mm-hmm. And we heading out. So that was that. So
you rolling in, you on 16, you see everybody at Wendy's, and the vibe is lit.
Yo, to be honest, like in Lawrence, it was we'll meet up at the car wash in South, or if it was who was it? If it was anybody that knew how to get there, like Sean.
Yeah.
If it was Sean, everybody's following Sean from South. Mm-hmm. Or if not, we're waiting for people from like in that area to come down, and then we're all just going together. Like
yeah.
That was the vibe back then.
So who do you feel was holding it down back then, as far as fast car?
Fast car back then.
Fast car, yo.
Wait,
city. Okay, let's say city. We'll start with city first.
It depends, because there was so many like for turbo cars. At that time, Lawrence had some wild cars, but you had a Maudi at the time too.
Yeah.
But a Maudi at that time that's when you had the white EG hatch. Mm-hmm. That was a problem. Yeah. But it was like at that time I want to say it was Lawrence and Lynn.
Okay.
Lobo had the thing going at that time, but they weren't really like active at that point.
Now you know you're gonna start some problems though.
I know I'm gonna start some problems.
You know you're gonna start.
But not like if you really like heard about it at that time, it was always more like Lawrence versus Lynn. Lawrence versus Lynn. Then you had Providence will come down. Okay. Or we would go to Providence. But I'm sure you remember those times in Providence.
Yeah. You remember that? Some problems in Providence.
Exactly. But at the time, like Lobo had their own had their own thing. But it was a point in time where like I want to say for like a good like couple of months, you really wasn't like hearing anything coming out of Lowell at that point. Yeah. Not saying there wasn't cars, maybe they were just getting the cars worked on. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, like all you would hear was Lawrence, Lynn, Lawrence versus Lynn.
So now we're talking social media and coming up with the cars and everything like that. So now we're talking JD Mass era, bro. I feel like JD Mass was such a much needed pivotal point in the mass car community history. And shout out to Quells and the whole team and everybody.
Yeah, shout out to Quells.
And Berg and everybody. It was just, it was needed because we needed a landing spot that we all met up, because the forums were changing. Some forums were dying, some forums were shutting down, there was rumors with things going on, and then Facebook really started to pop, and it was just JD Mass and Mass Tuning. And Mass Tuning even then wasn't really heavy. Really wasn't like heavy, but when JD Mass came, it was just like, dog, what is going on this page? Because it was just call outs, but then it was also like, yo, I need help with something. Yeah. But then it was also, yo, my shit got broken into last night.
Yeah. But that's every forum. Like even when it like going back to turbo options, you would have those like, yo, my car's doing this. Yeah. I mean, you're always gonna have those like those like trolls that are just like, making fun of you for your car doing that. But so turbo options, they had all that. Yeah. But back to what you were saying, there was times where people were just getting deleted off the forum. Yeah. And it created an issue. Mm-hmm. And I remember when turbo options, like, not saying it came to an end, but like at the peak when it started to come down, that's when Hybrid Illusions came out with their forum. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like a big like everybody went. People picked a side.
It was a side that you had to be on, bro. Once he was on that side, then.
But I feel like JD Mass was the one that kind of like went in between and was like, all right, you went left, you went right, both of y'all could come here. Like.
Exactly. So, a lot of people, they're blessed. I mean, actually, no, because, I mean, you hear about the Hellcats getting stolen and the Chargers getting stolen, but nobody knows about them days, man, when you parked your car at night and you just hope that your car would start in the morning, or your car was even there. Like, it was an era where just everything was wild. Like, and it was the transition where the phrase rice came because everybody wanted to go back to OEM Plus.
Yep.
Because wide bodies wasn't the thing anymore. Underglow wasn't the thing anymore. What it was you got your motor together, you got your bay painted, and you had to find a set of regular masters.
Either that or TEs. Either regular masters or TEs, but that whole Ricer thing, that was around for a while. Yeah. I remember like even...
People get flamed.
Oh, 100%.
What?
100%.
Yo, listen.
Like I remember in high school.
If you came to the Flav, bro, and your shit was looking not on point, bro, you was getting cooked. Like,
bro, when I had my AK hatch in high school, it was primary.
Oh, shit.
Right? It was primary. You got a paint job on it.
Bro, when people start primer in their hood only...
That was, bro, I was kind of like doing the whole rusty thing, the whole rusty look on just one part. It was like...
Yo. That was a phase, though.
It was.
That was a phase.
It was. I never participated in it, but it was...
Yeah. The plastic came out and...
Yeah.
Everybody's wheels
exactly. But I remember, like, the AK hatch, all they had was SIs at the time, the build motor, and the SIs had Falcon and Zennies on them.
Yeah.
Right? And to me, I was like, yo, my shit's looking on point. Like, it's looking on point. And here come this kid in a Del Sol with like a GT wing and like the fender flares and all that. And he's making fun of my build. And I'm like,
you better watch him out, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo. But it's like I always told him, like, yo, I get it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you put your time and craft into that. That's what you wanted to build. But bro, don't flame my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I get it. I respect it. You know, even when I go to car shows today, it's like, do you see the underglow coming back? You see the body kits coming back.
Well, everything comes in full circle.
Exactly.
It's only a matter of time before Dickies and Jabos is back.
Everybody used to come out with the Pepe's with the...
Bro, man, listen. I'm just waiting for Paco jeans to come back, bro.
Juco, bro.
But bro, but that was an era, bro, that a lot of these kids, and when I say kids, no disrespect, it's just I'm older now. But they missed out on some stuff, and it's good to see that starting to come back. The backyard builds, hanging with friends, and you know, having the squad come through.
Facts.
You know, what was like for you some of the highlight times of just coming together with friends? What was that like for you?
Bro, honestly, and to this day, it was. I remember Sundays. We would all get together. We would go to the car wash. But on the way to the car wash, we'll like literally stop on Lawrence Street in Lawrence, go to Pollo Típico, everybody gets their food, and everybody just goes to the car wash right after. Yo, and I didn't need to do nothing for the rest of the day. Like, that was just enough for me. That was the vibe for me. And then doing that or going on cruises. Like, if there was a meet in Providence, everybody from Mass got together, everybody shoots up there. That was like the whole vibe for me. Like, that was a highlight for me.
So who do you feel back then? I mean, because every squad had a person in their group that had the faster car or the cleaner car. Who was holding it down for you in your area?
In what sense? In the faster car or the
faster car?
A faster car? But instead of been so long, there's different times. Like you can't talk about a time, you know, like a fast car without talking about Truco.
Okay.
Because when he ran that 12.4, he changed, like, a lot of people were, like, he set a bounty on himself doing that.
Yeah.
Like, people that were going K were like, nah, like, let me do this LSV to run this 12.4 all mode.
And that's when Ks were starting to make noise, bro.
That's when TSH Victor was another one. Running, what was he running, 11.5, 11.4 on the bottle?
Bro.
You get what I'm saying?
People were a problem, bro. People were a problem.
That's what I'm saying. But then you had Ronnie, too. You had Ronnie with the black EG Hatch after that.
Bro, I remember the first time I seen that car and I was like, dog, where the hell does this nigga get Kevlar doors, bro?
It had Kevlar doors?
Well, no, it had the hood. It had the hood and the lip. Yeah.
And the trunk. And the wing.
Yeah.
I remember that,
Yo, listen. I was just like, because I already knew about carbon. And carbon was on this, carbon was on that. And people had carbon lip, people had a carbon hood, but nobody was really doing the Kevlar. And then when I seen this, I was just like, dog, where's he getting the parts from?
Bro, you know what fucked me up? The first time I seen that car, it wasn't even on It wasn't on a forum. It wasn't on Facebook. Bro, I had just bought an Accord that I needed. It was a daily.
Yeah.
I went to go register it, and I see this car parked outside of the DMV, and I'm like, yo, whose shit is that? And immediately I'm thinking like, I'm calling Little Juan. I'm calling Blackie. They're like, yeah, that's not my shit. Then when I see this fucking Ronnie walking out, it's Asian kid, skinny with glasses on and a fitted.
Yeah, I know, bro.
With a hoodie on. I'm like,
trust
yo.
me. It was wild, bro. That car was wild, but then you seen his car come out. You seen Amari come out. And then when he painted the car green, bro, I fell in love with that color. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I was just like, cause I was a big Midori person, which is why I painted the Subi. But when I saw that green, I was just like, damn, bro, that shit's business.
Yeah, Midori green is.
And then when I heard the power that he was putting down in that car, bro, I was just like, who the fuck puts that much power in a freaking Civic, bro? That car's light as hell. And he was driving that car, bro.
Yeah.
Driving it. And
He was active. He was outside, like.
Yeah.
He was outside.
Yeah, he was.
Like,
Teggy and everything, bro. We was all outside, and that's the thing that was dope. It's like, yes, we had social media, but social media was used to actually meet up and link.
Yeah.
Versus we don't have to meet up and link. We can just talk here.
Exactly.
You know? And now JD Mass is it's popping up. It's blowing. People are starting to get more active on it. Flav is popping. Cars are coming out. It's getting real competitive. For you, what do you feel was like the last year that people stopped paying attention to really going fast in the streets?
Back then, or you mean like
back then?
Back then?
Because we was outside.
We was outside.
But then the stance shit came, and then people started slowing down, and it started transition. What do you feel like was like the last year to really that a car was outside making moves and making noise like that?
For me, honestly, it was like, it was after the Ronnie wave.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like for me, it was that because prior to that, you had TMB.
Yeah.
You had TMB, and they were always going at it with anybody. Like TMB was just like,
Yeah.
going at it with anybody.
Anybody, bro.
Exactly. And I remember going to the tracks, and there was a brown AG hatch from DP that was running it up there. And Little Juan would like be like, yo, like let's run it. You want to run it? Like let's go to the streets and run it. But that was like the last wave for me that I seen. Yeah. I know people did it after that.
Yeah, and I know people are still doing it. It's no disrespect, but there was just an era where people was active.
Exactly.
And it was heavy. You know what I'm saying? It was the way how people feel about the energy that goes into tilt and stance and it's on to knock. It's just that energy that's there now. That was the energy that was into the motor builds then.
Right.
And it wasn't about, yo, I'm coming out hard with 3 pieces. No, I'm coming out with like a fast car to spank all y'all, bro.
Yeah, like that was
who really want smoke.
That was the mission back then.
You know. So now we move forward. You know, after the EK, what was next for you?
I had a lot. Bro, by the time I had left high school, no cap, anybody that knows me, by the time I had left high school, I already had gone through like 30, 40 cars.
But what was your favorite? Okay, everybody has one that they wish they never let go. What was that one for you?
For me, it had to be that EK hatch. For me, it had to be that EK. Bro, this is coming from a person that I've had the type I've had all that. It had to be that one, and when the teal green, the EGSI, like that, it was like those the only two.
Okay. So now, you know, you're progressing and everything like that, and we all hit that point where we hit a moment where we have to find balance with this car stuff in real life, because spending all this money and moving how we moving and our license, insurance, and all that stuff like that. When was it? What year was it when you decided to say, you know, let me just slow down a little bit?
It had to be.
And what caused it for you?
So for me, it was I want to say 2014.
Yeah.
For myself.
Yeah.
I had to slow it down because at that time was like, there's a baby on the way. I'm still like in that mindset where like I still want my car, like I want my car to be done. And at that time I had bought the Type R, the right-hand drive one, the DC2, and it was in pieces. This car had to be put back together.
Yeah.
So in my head I'm thinking like, oh, let me buy it, little by little I'll do it, and it just like when you see the income coming in,
Yeah.
and mostly it's going this way, but you need some over here.
Yeah.
It's like what am I really doing?
Yeah, you gotta make those decisions.
Yeah.
But what was it like coming into dad life though for you?
Honestly, bro, I loved it. Like I still to this day I love it. Like my kids are like I got 3 kids now.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Bro.
Yeah, bro. Like I be using them to be pushing cars around. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I want to circle around. Like I use them to push the show, but nah, bro. Like it's now the things that I was doing back then. Like it's things that I could do with them now. Like I love it. Like I live for them, and even with the projects now, like with the Mustang that I just got.
Yeah.
They love it.
So we're talking about progression in life and everything's changing and evolving and things like that. What are some of the biggest changes that you've seen in the scene compared to then and now? And how do you feel about the scene right now? Honestly,
I like where it's going, just because like I see it going back to what it was when I was in high school. Like I see it going back to that. I see the call outs even more. Like I see the competitive, the competitive nature is still there. But as of right now, it's like it's climbing. It's getting to a point. It's getting to a point again that it's like, okay, like now it's fun.
Yeah.
It's getting back to being fun. Like it's not going back to, because I remember at that time, back then, like it was like people were getting into fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Like
back then, it really was competitive like that.
And you had to have your money, because if you was talking big on the line,
you
had to have your money. There's no, I'll be right. Nah, bro.
Wait.
On your ass.
Let me take this back. Let me take that back. Because the way that, like, the racing that's going on now, with the whole draggy things and all that, I still don't understand it.
Okay.
I still don't get that part, but it's because I'm coming from this, like, this era of it. You feel me? So, back then, it was just like, the most you heard about was somebody getting a car.
Okay.
But now it's like, you hear them, like, negotiating like all these things, like, oh, you get a car in 3 and you get this and you get that,
you get
and
half, you get the
like,
quarter and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yo, wait.
And before it was like, bro, like
all
you're
that
not
shit
getting
you talk.
anything. You're not getting anything, bro. If you're not getting nothing. If you had a fast car, you bring your car and line it up, bro. Why am I giving you half a car? If you need half a car, you should have brought your car.
It's like, bro, but I've seen like
I want right lane. I want left lane.
I see, at the events, it's like, yo, you talked all that shit, but now you got here. Now you want me to give you all this shit?
Yeah.
Like, yo, for that, and this is what I mean, when the cities versus cities, they'll be like, yo, we got this guy that can race that, and it'll be a fair race. But you ain't ready for this shit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But now it's like, they'll be, like now it's like, no, but I'll be ready if you give me 3 cars and this and that, and there's got to be this flagger and this, and it's like, bro, like.
So, the scene's changing, we're evolving, and did you ever get into the new phase of that stance era, or how did you feel about it as that started becoming more prominent out here in Mass?
So that was coming out when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, like, I had a 4-door GSR at the time that I just wanted to see like how it would look, so I got some XSRs.
Okay.
Bro, they were poking out the car.
Yeah,
Stock
like a lot of us.
Me and my boy, like, yo, it's like, we were gonna go out, so we pick up these 2 girls. We're going through like potholes, and I hear the.
Yeah, like you're just in it.
Like, we went to the other side of the city. It did it again. I got so pissed off. I was like, yo, y'all gotta get out the car. Like, y'all gotta get the fuck out the car.
That's crazy.
Bro, they were
you
there.
I kicked them
out, but I called them a taxi. I gave them some money for a taxi. I got to the house, I took the wheels off, I put the stock GSR blades back on.
Yeah, because, bro, with the factories, bro, we can get as low as we want, bro. To friggin' scrape, all that shit like that. But
bro, I was just like, nah.
So not a fan.
But I again, like, I could see it.
Yeah.
And I got respect it. But it's just not for me. Like.
Okay. So now, with family and a new turnaround, what was the car that made you want to get back into things? Like, what was the immediate project afterwards?
It was that Type R. I sold it, and I actually ended up grabbing it back.
Okay.
It was that same car.
And what was that building for you with the new mindset? Like, yo, I'm a dad now. How am I gonna move accordingly? Like,
so believe it or not, when I got the car back, this is like 2 years later. I got the car back. They had painted the car, but it was still in pieces. When I got it, I focused so much on it that by the time I drove it, I fucking hated it.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I didn't even.
I know that feeling.
I can't even like.
I know that
Yeah,
feeling.
I was falling back into that mindset again. With the money was all going over here.
Yeah.
Once I got rid of it, I took a little break. Then the S2000 came in, and I'm like, all right, I could be smart with this build, and I did that. And after that, it was just like I slowed it down, and now I just enjoy it.
Okay. So, as an enthusiast now, we out here in Mass. What were some of the shows for you that you remember attending? And who, honestly, yo, let you know, saying, who was the big dog for shows out here? That you was just like, yo, listen, like these dude, this was put together.
Bro, there was a lot of fuck ups. I ain't even gonna front.
Yeah.
There was a lot of them that were like,
yo, call a spade a spade.
not. So you had back in the day, like you had live to impress car shows. Motherfuckers was leaving out that shit like tight.
Yeah.
Cause they'll come in with a car and it's like, wait, but he's in your crew, but he won first place.
And once again, these kids don't understand. Yo, it used to be competitive back then.
Bro,
yo,
what?
like really, like
Yo.
dudes was actually like yeah.
Like, there was a car show out here. This is when I moved to Pennsylvania. Came back, brought the car. It was my dad's Toyota.
Yeah.
We were living in Pennsylvania at the time. We came down to visit. We're here. They had a little category. It was like furthest travel, right?
No way.
My dad won. Bro, there was this couple. Nah, we came from New York. Like, bro, we came from like a 7-hour trip. Like, y'all want that trophy? Like, yo, cool. Like,
Yeah.
But I didn't know it really got that competitive. But as a kid going to car shows, like going to Live to Impress car shows, you see people like leaving, doing burnouts, getting all types of upset, which kind of like what drew me away from car shows. I'll go to a meet, but to go to a car show and compete, even when I had the black Type R, my dad would be the one driving and he'll pull up to a car show in the Type R. Like, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. But, you know, a somber thing that happened recently, no lie though, because, you know, I have my history with Fuddruckers. Now they're closed.
That was bad.
What does that mean for you?
Bro, that hurt. I ain't
Yeah?
gonna lie, that hurt. Like, going to
It
that,
was weird. It was like, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like a funeral, bro.
Yo,
like,
it did, right?
Like, it was like we was laying something to rest, and then we also saw a bunch of people we haven't seen in a while. So literally, like,
But you know what I liked about it? You know what I liked about it? The fact that when they first started doing it, and I can't believe I forgot his name, but he passed away in a motorcycle accident. I don't know if you remember him. He had the red Integra at the time.
you talking about oh my God, I'm gonna get flamed for this. But I know who you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he passed away. But I remember the first time that I went to, like, in high school, when I went to the Fuddruckers, I remember, like, kids pulling up, and they'll have a white fender, a black one, and, like, a whole mixed match colors. And I seen, like, people, you know, as, like, time went by, like, those same people that had the same thing were, like, they were cool. Like, now they're, you know, the cars are being put together better, all these.
Yeah.
But then at the last meet, when we went, there was still kids pulling up.
Yeah.
The same thing. And it was kind of cool seeing it, because it's like, I remember when I was like that. I remember
exactly,
that.
bro. But I was like, damn, y'all making me feel old right now. I hate y'all.
I get that feeling. Yo, I get that too.
And it was a bittersweet day. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
You know, I got to see people, like, I haven't seen Leah in years, bro.
Facts.
And, you know, even you, it's just, we've all gotten older, we've all gotten families, and obviously there's no excuse, but, like, it was good to see everybody back underneath one umbrella again, bro.
100%.
It was dope that day. It was really dope. It reminded me of the EK versus the EG meets.
Oh my, yo, but those were lit though.
Like, yo,
Those were fun. They were fun.
But we all know what was happening afterwards that night.
Yeah, of course. That's
Yeah.
why everybody went to the meet back then.
Yeah. You know, so did you ever get a chance to go to the out-of-state events? And how do you feel about out-of-state events versus Mass?
It's a different world.
Yeah?
It's a different world. Like,
What do you mean by that?
so I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. I was in Florida, and you know Chicky Thing.
Yeah.
Yo, I ran into him. We didn't even know that we were both down there at the same time.
Yeah.
We were both watching like this guy fight an alligator, and all I hear was Gucci, and I look back and it's Chicky Thing, and he's like, "Yo, you going to the meet tonight?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" So we link up to go to this. Yeah, it was bro, like the randomest things.
Oh my god.
So we go to he's like, "Yo, we gotta go to this cafe." I go to the cafe. It's a meet, right? And it's all these builds, like timeless builds.
Yeah.
What I didn't know was that they just meet up that night, but the meet itself is the next day. And I'm over here like, yo, wait, I'm left in awe here.
Yeah.
So I gotta check this out the next day. So I kind of put Disneyland on
put that on.
Yeah, I put that on hold for like an extra day. So I go to the meet, and there's no one arguing, there's no one fighting. Everybody's parking where they're supposed to park. It's a whole different world, and you know how it is out here. Like, now I want to park with that car next to that car, but yo, you're not driving a car like that, so you can't. I know really a
specific person who's gonna watch and see that part, and they gonna know exactly what the hell you talking about. They gonna talk their shit. But so it's more organized.
It's more organized, and
how you feel about the quality of cars?
You really want me to take it there?
But, yo, listen. How do you feel about the quality cars versus mass, bro?
Bro, like I said, it's timeless builds. Like these are builds that they're not being rushed. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a few cars in mass that are built that way.
Yeah.
But a lot more out there that are built to that extent.
Yeah.
You get me? And not to shit on mass, but like over there, there's a lot of people using like name brand parts.
Yeah.
Whereas to mass, you got that whole mentality of like, I want to get here and I don't care how I get there. Like, I just want to get to this look. And it kind of like fucks up the build.
It does. And the thing with mass that I definitely want to see more of is one, support. Because I feel like if we support each other more within this scene, a lot more people would see the actual heat that we actually have out here.
100%.
Because for some reason, like, they really feel like the car scene ends at Connecticut. And they know of some cars up here, but they don't really know like the heat that we have. Like, and it's in all aspects, you know, whether it's cars, trucks, bikes, whether you're a fast build, go fast build, or if you're a stance build and things like that. Like, if there was more active support with each other in the groups, then it would be dope. But the thing is, I felt like what's killing it right now is that we're watered down. Everybody is like so spread apart.
Right.
And there isn't that one hub. Because before, back then, why it seemed like mass was so lit is because we had the JD Mass page where everybody was on. We had the mass tuning page that everybody was on. Even with my page, you know, with Tuner Status, a lot of people was on there. And it was engaging because everybody was personal with each other. Exactly. So by the time, like, it reminded me of the forums, it's like you talk with a person so much, you see that they're typing so much, you conversate with them. By the time you actually met the person in person, you felt like you already knew them, bro.
Like, you see them like, yo, what's good? Like,
yeah,
already kicked
bro.
It off.
But now nobody really know nobody. And how do you feel about that?
My personal experience, and this is like where like opened my eyes. The support, bro, it's like out there, it's insane. Yeah. Out here, and you'll see it at the track events, right? I'll give you a perfect example. What's that event called?
IFO.
IFO, right? People from the same city, from the same exact same city. The finals come about, right? This guy needs a transmission. This other person that just lost has a good transmission or has a spare one. Rather just let that shit sit on the shelf and let him lose than just be like, yo, take this. Like, I'll pick it up tomorrow. When I went to Florida, bro, I seen a guy like from the same city. He was taking off his transmission to give it to this guy so that he could go make this pass. Yeah. What the crazy part was that what I found out afterwards, that those two guys are always going at it with each other.
That's wild.
But when it came to like, yo, this is the city. Yeah. This for us. Take this.
Yeah. That's dope.
You know what I'm like?
That's dope.
You see what I'm saying?
It's
But the whole support, you get me? Like even though they lost the event, but the support was there.
yeah, we gotta get it
As to
together.
over here, like they'll just step on your toes on purpose. Like nah, like they're just really big on like nah, fuck you. I didn't win this event. You sure saw you winning this event.
Yeah.
Out there, they didn't like that.
So as far as cars and groups now, is there anybody you following right now that you seen is like, yo, I like what they doing, I like how they moving?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Like I haven't like there hasn't been a group that'll like remind me how it was back then.
Okay.
That'll like make me be like, all right, like y'all doing y'all thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's little crews popping up here and there that you hear about.
Yeah.
But then they die out like too. Like not even a year later, you don't even hear about them anymore.
Yeah. It's like right now in Mass, what we have is, and I was just talking to my boy Darius about this last night, was right now for Mass, we really got Stance Innovators. We got Cartel. And that's mainly it that I see people outside with.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you this: do you think that they'll still be around 3 years from now? Your honest opinion. Like I get that people grow, like grow into other parts of life and they branch out into other things.
I will say, I honestly can't say. We'll say, for example, right? I'll pick one, Stance. I feel like yes, because they moving. Not saying they're lacking or they're sleeping, but they're moving at a pace that they're supposed to be moving,
Okay.
and that's for the duration. You know what I'm saying? They for the long haul. Like they're moving, they're putting the cars together right. You know, they have a decent sized group, and it's decent builds, and I like what they're doing, and it's not. The reason why I say that, honestly, is that it's not clickbaity, it's not clout chasey. Because when you have groups that chase that, those groups aren't built to last.
Right.
You know, because everything on the internet it's monetary. It can be one trend 1 minute, another trend the next minute, and those type of things are never built to last.
Never.
Whereas if you stay to knowing like, yo, this is what defines me, and I'm moving off of this, and my peoples move off of this, then that's built for the long haul.
Right.
You know, and I can honestly say probably with them, yeah, because they actually have a bar that they set, and that's what the thing that's lacking right now is that there's no real. What's the bar? What's the bar?
I mean,
like if you had to pick like, and I get like some people are really active and heavy in the scene. They're going to a lot of these, meets and things like that, or they're on social media a lot. But what's the top 5 cars in Mass right now?
That's what I'm saying.
I really don't know like how many people could really answer that question. Like, what's the top 5 cars in Mass? What's the top 5 shows in Mass? What's the top 5? And it's not the shit on Mass. I love being here. I love the things that that I'm seeing in some aspects, but in a lot of aspects, like shit's watered down.
Mass just gotta get their shit together.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like,
because let me tell you, if we got it together, we'll be smacking a lot of these cities, bro.
What?
I'm not even gonna lie to you,
bro.
Like, we if we supported the cars that are actually put together good, like we can hit these shows in New York and not be touched. We can hit these shows in Florida and Philly and even Cali, bro.
Yeah.
Like we got some cars out here that I saw personally, and I was just like, where's this thing hiding out? And then when you ask the person, it's like, oh, I really don't go outside like that because there's not really much.
Right. But are you talking like in a car show aspect or?
Both. Like a lot of people just don't feel like coming outside no more because it's just like, what's outside?
True. I get that.
Like what's outside?
I say, like,
are you gonna go to the movies if there ain't no movie show, bro? Like, are you gonna go out to eat in a city that you look on Google and the shit's trash?
It's true. You trying to say mascot trash cars?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Some of these cars, I'm not gonna say mascot a lot, but a lot of these cars don't deserve. I'm not gonna sit there and act like.
I feel it's the quality of it.
Like my car's the best or anything like that, but I'm gonna keep it a buck, yo. Some of these cars and some of the attitudes and some of the egos that these people got.
Bro, see this the whole ego thing, right? So this goes back to Truco. Like I remember like on the forums, like looking at the forums and whatever, like LSV 12-4. I finally see him and I asked him like, hey, what's the setup you got? His first immediate reaction was like, yo, are you this guy that's been hitting me up nonstop? And I'm like, nah, that ain't me. He goes, all right, so what you do is you go to Pedri, because Pedri's a stable. Like,
Yeah.
Pedri till this day, like, he's a stable out here for build motors. He's like, you go to Pedri and you just tell him you want a number truco and you're going to get the build like that. I hated him for it.
Order off the menu.
Yeah, I hated the answer, but I respected it. And I started laughing about it.
You know, I like mass. I like the cars that I like. And I get it. Some people might say, oh, well, he's an older nigga. He's not in tune. He's not in touch. He's not active like that. Blah, 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 yada, yada. Whatever, bro. Everybody's subject to their own opinion. But the cars that do deserve the recognition for putting the work in and the people that do, we got to support them.
100%.
And if you feel like
100%.
I'm wrong, then give me 5 cars. Give me 5 cars, bro. And then let's take those 5 cars to an out-of-state show. And then we'll look at each other at the end of the show. But the sad thing about it, though, is like even if we did go that route, it's also politics in these shows.
That's what I'm trying to get at. But those politics have been there for the longest time.
Oh, yeah.
This is what
So it's all marketing because guess what? The game that's right now with some is you can have a fire car that came out of nowhere. Clean as hell, on point. Old school guy, not really big into social media, or just a kid that's just not into social media like that. Right. But then you have another car that's the template build, but he got 35,000 followers. Now you're thinking as a business, if he posts that he won, how many people are gonna come to my show?
I was just gonna ask you that. Like, do you feel like sometimes they'll guarantee them a trophy if they come?
Nah, they don't guarantee him, but I mean, shit, it's the name of the game, bro. Listen, like I've seen some cars that won at shows that shouldn't have won. I have. I've seen some cars that check all the boxes that should have spanked. But then again, it comes down to judging as well.
Right.
Who do you have judging at these shows?
Can I give you a personal experience with the Type R?
Go ahead, bro.
So, I went to the show one time. I'm lying. My dad took the car to the show one time. I don't like going to car shows. I like to go to see. Yeah. To compete though, not a fan.
Is it like a vibe thing?
It's not a. It's like I hate the whining after. I can't stand it. Like, yo, we're all here to do the same thing. Like, everybody worked on this shit. We're all here. Look, my shit was just better than yours. That's it.
Honestly, yeah.
My father took the Type R. Now, his right-hand drive is K-Swap. They put him to compete in something JDM, best JDM. Tell me how he gets a 3rd place. And tell me how 1st place is this a Corolla station wagon. Like one of the new, like one of the, it was like a 90s. That was just dropped with some rotors on it. That got best JDM. So it's like and my dad's
bro.
like, yeah. So my dad's telling me like, yo, this just happened, and I'm like, so clearly JDM to them means something else than what it really means to like 85% of the population out here.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's like, and this is why I don't go to compete. This is why I don't like. It doesn't make sense to compete. Like I'll go and see. I'll go park my car.
Yeah.
But as far as me to compete, absolutely not. Like I'm not doing that.
So now the future, I mean, what's planned for you? You have the family. Well, I mean, I know. Explain to them, what do you have right now? Like, what's in the works for you?
So right now, I got the FK8 Type R.
And how's that?
I love it.
What made you get one?
Florida. It was that meet that I went to Chiquitingo.
Oh my God.
And I had that S2000 at the time. So it was just seeing it. And at that time I was doing a full spoon build on the S2000.
Yeah.
And then just creeping, I was just like, let me see what Spoon got to offer for the FK8. Yeah. And I was like, I like this. So Hin had just came back
Okay.
Remember how import nights?
Yeah. Can never forget that.
So they had a show. I believe it was at the casino. Mm-hmm. I went with that 2000, and there was another FK8 there, and I was just looking at it, and I was like, okay.
How do you feel about the new one?
At first, I hated it. Now
And then you saw the person, and now you're
now I'm like,
because where they fucked up is whoever did the photography, they picked the wrong color, and it wasn't showing any lines, bro. If they showed more of the body lines, a lot more people would have. But it just looked like plain. Like
can I tell you what? Can I tell you what I heard that made the most sense?
What?
The comment was it looks like an Accord and a Civic had a baby, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I never looked at it like that until the JDM man.
Because it's also not a small car.
No,
it's not a small car.
No, not at all.
But the car, like, when I saw, I was like, first off, I was like, damn, that's a wide ass Honda.
Yeah.
Because you weren't used to seeing, like, you look at the front end, and even though the body lines wasn't as aggressive as the FK8, it's still a wide ass car.
100%.
Like,
100%.
How do you feel about that versus the Type S?
I like the Type R way better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I saw one for the first time the other day, yo. It was like in this goldish, like mustard color, and I was like, "Damn, this is tough."
I don't like that color. Like,
you don't like?
I'm more traditional. Like, I'm super traditional when it comes to shit, bro. This is why people be like, "Yo,
bro."
This is why I get the comment. He's an old head.
The championship white, the Phoenix yellow, and the freaking.
I don't even like the Phoenix yellow.
What's the blue? The
Sonic blue.
Sonic blue. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, the FK8. There's an A86 Corolla right now that's put away.
Okay.
And I just got that Mustang, a 67 Mustang.
What the hell made you get a Mustang?
Bro, when I was a little kid, she ain't gone in 60 seconds.
Oh,
I fell in love with it.
God, bro. So you won't pull an Eleanor?
Nah, it has a V8 in it.
Okay.
But I'm good. I ain't pulling no Eleanor on that one.
Oh my gosh.
That was a ill process to get it too. Like,
how'd you find the Mustang? Was it local?
It was in Boston, yeah, but the guy that had it, he wasn't really like keen on selling it. When I tell you that I had to like talk to him like every week for like 2 months straight.
Holy shit.
He's like, what are you gonna do with it if I sell it to you? What do you know about the car? Yeah, bro. So
you tell him you gotta stance it?
Bro. His main thing was he didn't want me to buy it to sell it, to make money off of it.
Which I can respect.
Right.
I can respect.
Right. So the day finally came where he was like, all right, I'll sell it to you.
Okay.
Mind you, we never discussed the price.
So you was just shooting your shot this whole time?
I'm shooting my shot. Like, I'm ready for this man to tell me, looking at the market, give me 8, 10, 12 bands.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. So the day comes that he's like, come over, we'll talk numbers. Mm-hmm. I'm like, cool. I get there, his wife's there. I'm getting nervous, right? Because he's having like a dinner setup.
Yeah.
I looked in the driveway. He has a 66 convertible red. So now I'm like, he's really about to tax me because he knows about this price. You know what he told me?
What?
After he was like, what are your plans with it? This and that. Why do you want it? And he saw me pull in the Type R. He saw me pull up in the Type R. So he's like, you're not really into the American muscle scene like that. Blah blah. He goes. After I give him all my answers and shit, he goes, how much money are in your pocket? And I'm like, not a lot, not as much as like what you gonna ask me. He's like, how much money you got in your pocket? Dude, I think I had like $1,000. I'm like, y'all don't mean to be disrespectful, but this is what I have. When I put it on the table, he's like, all right, cool, get him the title. All he asked me was, when the car's done, bring it by so I can see it. He's like, you promise you're not going to get rid of it anytime soon, right? Like, absolutely not. Yo.
What, bro?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, these are old heads. But it's the...
But I can respect it,
Exactly.
I can respect it.
Exactly.
I can respect it. Because there's certain principles that you can't put a price on.
No, 100%.
And
100%.
if you stand on it, then you know that, I know by me letting it go for this, it's going to be worth that much more to that person.
Exactly.
And that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, and then when I was walking out...
Shout out to him, yo. For real.
So when I was leaving, his wife came out and she was like, he's been talking about you in the car. And I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah. But it's because he knows like how much you want the car, how much you've been looking for it. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this thing just fell on my lap. And she was like, yeah, things happen for a reason. Dude, I started looking at things in like a whole different light after that.
Yeah.
But I get it. Because it's like the Corolla.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to sell it to somebody who's just gonna part it out after it's done, after I put all that work into it.
Bro, I know. That's what happened with the red Subi. I regret to this day letting that shit go.
I seen that one in... Can I say where it was at? Can I say where I seen it?
Where?
A Lowell?
You serious? The Lowell?
When the last time I seen it a couple years ago.
Oh my god,
bro! They had like the little the cup noodle thing hanging from the tow hook in the back. They would drive it in the winter, all the salt was hitting it. I think I sent you a picture of it. You're like, yo, no fucking way.
Yo, that car, bro.
It was off, bro. Worst part was the front end was zip tied. Like it got into a little fender bender and was like zip tied together.
The amount of money I spent on the carbon for that front end. The first time I saw the car since I sold it, bro, the kid who owned it showed me a picture, and they had plastic dipped flames, bro, on the side. And that paint job, when it was sold, was only 3.5 months old. The car was a whole color change.
Yeah. See,
yeah.
Funny enough.
But the only reason why I sold that car because the kids, the family was growing.
100%.
And I was like, yo, this is legit a race car on the street, bro. I could obviously drive it with them, but I was like, bro, like, if anything happens to the car on the way to dropping the kids to daycare, it costs me more money to like, yo, if like the turbo or the motor or the trans or the anything, bro, it was thousands of dollars if anything was to happen to that car. And I was just like, yo, I need something reliable for my kids. Like, the car was straight pipe from the turbo. Like, I got my kids dropping off daycare smelling like friggin' A-Prime. Like, I was like, yo, I gotta switch this up, you know? But I miss that car every day.
Yeah.
Hands down, favorite car I've ever built. Because I put so much time and there's so much history, like, with me and him.
I get it. This is why the Corolla, so the Corolla originally I got it was because, like, my dad's health was declining at the time, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, if these are going to be his final years, I want to spend time, like, doing something together with him and my son. Got the Corolla, brought it to his garage. It's been sitting there. When the Mustang came into the play, my dad came over to drop off the kids. He had the kids overnight.
Yeah.
He looks at it. He's not a Mustang guy at all. But he looks at it, and anybody that really knows me, right? Like Anthony, he knows my dad.
Yeah.
He'll tell you. He comes in. He's like, oh, let me see that thing. Let's take a look at it. I'm like, cool. Mind you, the car doesn't start. Pop the hood on it. He's like, you got gas? I'm like, nah, I'll run and get some if you need me to. He's like, go get some gas. Like gasoline. Nah, we're not talking about no other type of gas, like gasoline. Yeah. So we go, I get the gasoline, whatever. Leave the gasoline outside. I'm over here thinking he's just gonna do some other shit. I go into the house, I hear the car cranking over. I'm like, yo. I'm like, bro, it doesn't even have a key.
What?
Yo, and like, I go back outside and he's like literally doing his own thing, like an old head, like something.
Yeah.
Like, but these are, he's over here like with a wrench and the positive on one side of the battery.
Yeah.
And he's like just cutting shit. Like he's just cutting like straight through, like straight to it. Car's turning over. Next thing I know, the car's on, and I'm like, bro, how the fuck? But these are things that you pass down.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it's dope to have these experiences. It's just, we all want to leave a mark, you know? Especially with our children, through our children, with friends, with family, you know? And as we wrap this up, you know, what's a mark that you want to leave within the car scene for you?
Honestly, bro, like, when I first got into it, I wanted to leave a mark. But now that I'm like out of it, not out of it completely, but after the time and experience and all that, I just wanted to be like something where like, you know, where it was like for myself, where it was a kid that, you know, you really, like you don't have, like you're not going out partying on the weekends or nothing, but it just gives you a place to go to.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Something to do. And my dad used to always say back then, when they'd be like, yo, your son's spending a lot of money on the car, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd rather have him spend it on that than spend it on drugs and do this other thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It went to that, and like as you get older, you know, like I respected it. Like, believe it or not, I used to hate Hondas. I hated Hondas. You wanna know? Yo, my first car. You wanna know what it was?
What?
A '95 Miata.
What the hell? That's like me. My first car was a '94 Ford Escort wagon, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only reason I got into Hondas was because of Alex Ramirez 51.
Yeah.
My dad didn't have nothing. Like summertime came around, bro. You're Hispanic. You're in Lawrence. I don't fucking know summer camp you're gonna go to. Alex had the shop. My dad dropped me off there. I'll pick him up at the end of the day. Bro, yeah, it's true. It's true. But yo, he'll drop me off there. That's where I met. From there, I met TSH Victor, which the K-Swap EG. Mm-hmm. Alex's CRX was the first car I ever put together. Interior, because they only let me put the interior in it.
Yeah.
And just a whole bunch of people just met through there, and then that's how I got put onto turbo options. And after that, but it was all because, and I still call Alex to this day. Like when I'm tight, I'll be like, yo, you did this. Like, I fucking did this shit. And I tried to buy
it's your fault.
But I tried to buy the CRX out for him. Mm-hmm. Twice in my life, he said, yeah. When I go over there, nah, I ain't selling it.
What the hell? Nah, you can't do that, bro. That ain't even right, yo. You can't even do that type shit, yo. What the hell?
I literally wrote him a letter one time. And I'm like, this is why you should sell it to me, blah, blah, blah. But his thing was, like, at that time, I was getting rid of cars left and right. Mm-hmm. He didn't want the car going to somebody that was just going to have it. And then it's out the door and you'll never see it again.
I can respect it. So another question that I ask every guest when you guys come by is, for you personally, what was the best year in the car scene for you?
2010, 2011.
Why that era?
Because everybody was outside, bro. Like that at that time, that's when, like, at that time it was when people was really outside. Like people was really putting in that work. People was like, I'll be in school, right? And I'll be seeing the forums, and it's like, yo, I need this, I need this, I need this, and you're gonna see this car on Friday to race this person. Yeah. The hype was there. You feel me? Like, everybody was there. I remember back then, the only thing that people would complain about was the drivers. You get what I'm saying? But at that time, that was the only complaint. Like, you had, I'm not even gonna lie, it was 2010 through 2012 that you had that, the Flav. Yeah. You had that. And it was fun, bro. Like, it was fun. It was competitive, but you had that.
Sketchy.
It was sketchy, yeah.
When you saw that steady pulling? And everybody was like, yo, Legion.
You talking about Providence?
Yo.
You talking about Providence?
So Prov, you know, we had a kid that was online talking big shit, you know, calling on everybody. I think he was doing it for a couple days straight. And we was like, you know what, we outside, we're gonna head outside and we're gonna squad up. So it was a big cruise. Everybody's outside. We all rolling on the highway and everything like that. And, you know, everybody's getting their little pulls and stuff like that. But, yo, here we are. And I remember we was about 15 minutes away. And all I remember is getting the call from my boy. Yo, turn back. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yo, I got to go. I think I'm getting arrested right now. And I was like, what? So I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I flipped a U-turn right in the middle of the highway, bro, went to the breakdown lane, and then got off of the next exit and jumped back and went to Mass. I got back home, I looked online, and found out that kid was a fed, bro. That nigga was talking big shit, bro, and he was actually a cop. And they got so tired of the street racing that was going on and people heading out there for the street racing that they actually set up the call out, and when people got there, people went back in paddy wagons, all that shit, bro. It was reckless, bro. I was so glad that, this had to be around that same era. It was like 2012,
That's
bro.
what I mean. Like,
but we didn't give a fuck because we was just like, yo, who the hell is this nigga talking shit, yo? Because, yo, it was real competitive back then, bro. Like, we had people really, like, I remember Framingham was calling out people. I remember all that shit, bro.
Yeah,
it
like,
was
you got
wild.
to a point,
like, yo, it was...
It really got to that point where everybody, like, everybody started getting involved. But then again, that's what really like fucked
Yeah.
it up at the end too.
Yeah.
Was there was so many people, and then kids were coming in, and it was like what the fuck are y'all doing?
And the accidents, and the people were
Yeah.
like, yo, people was getting hurt, bro, doing like
100%.
reckless shit, bro, and it wasn't organized anymore. And that's when it transitioned to, oh, well, we want to be in parking lots, but the people who want to race is whatever.
Yeah.
And then people just they stopped turning on their cars. And then it became car meets.
Yeah, like I remember that.
And then it went from, instead of having the fastest car in the parking lot, it was who was literally the slowest, because the car was so low to the ground, they couldn't drive it.
I seen that. I'm not really big into that. I never.
It was
understood the point
literally
of that.
just,
I know that was
that's
the whole
when,
thing, but
what the fuck did they call it? Hella flush?
Yeah,
Started
yeah.
coming in and all that shit like that.
Static and all. I remember Static.
Yeah, it was wild, bro. It was wild. But
That was a wild time.
that was a dope era, bro. That was a
It
dope era.
was. It was.
But once again, I appreciate you coming through, bro.
For sure.
Really appreciate you taking the time and, sharing your story with us and talking about some of your views and opinions on the scene back then versus now, and sharing your history and all that stuff, bro. Really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. And I'm going to drop all his information in the description box below. Make sure you go follow, support. And till next time, you guys know the vibe. Stay up, stay blessed. Peace.
That's honey.